Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ranger's Respite. I'm Philip, and today is Friday with a review of a fantastic limited available whiskey from one of my favorite distilleries. But before I tell you what it is and what distillery it's from, if you like this channel, you like what I do, and you like to see more reviews, um, and you would like to support me in a manner more uh, physical than just liking, commenting, and subscribing, which do a lot to help my channel. I have a TeePublic shop where I sell shirts, stickers, and whatnot with my new channel logo, as well as an alternate logo. And if you'd like something perhaps a little more handcrafted, I have these ballpoint twist pens and rollerball pens. In an Etsy shop, there's a link in the description down below. Um, those two are turned from a piece of French oak barrel stave from a barrel that held cognac for 45 years before being used to finish a peated American single malt whiskey in the Pacific Northwest. If you know, you know. Now, let's talk about what I'm looking at today. So, this is a cask strength barrel pick from Catoctin Creek for the Cornerstone Club. It is 4 years old. It's finished in a Virginia Norton Brandy barrel. Um, this is bottle 14 of 67. Not a whole lot of bottles. And I'm pretty excited about this. I was when I saw it, and every day I think about it, or every day that I think about it, I'm a little bit more excited because this is just really cool. Look at that beautiful color. That nice coppery color. So beautiful. And I've got it in my Catoctin Creek Glencairn glass, purchased at the distillery. Oh, beautiful stuff. Um, by the way, that Norton Brandy that finishing barrel came from, I have some of that too. Which is one of the reasons why I'm so excited about it. I still need to pick up a bottle of the apple brandy. Whoops, wrong hand for that to do a side by side with that. But this I'm excited about, or just constantly. One of my favorite distilleries. My personal opinion is that Catoctin Creek is producing some of, if not the best, rye whiskeys on the market today. It's 100% rye. It is amazing stuff. But let me actually tell you about it. On the nose, I apologize for the motorcycle going by. Good weather means more motorcycles. On the nose, there's a sweet, like chalky mineralic sweetness. Um, kind of like the crumbly Flintstones vitamins. There is a burst of uh like intense, funky, herbal, uh uh like rye, like that big Catoctin Creek rye note that's just this dense, spicy, slightly funky, like peach pit, anise seed, caraway seed, some like fennel in there, all wrapped in sort of a vegetal grape skin note. Oh, it's beautiful. And this is pretty potent stuff. 62.7% alcohol by volume, 125.4 proof. Give me just a moment. Allergies are coming for me, so I gotta mute my mic for a second. Apologies. There's a little bit of like vanilla, um, some like bright fruit notes in there too. Just beautiful, complex, rich, and surprisingly, it's not like hammering me in the nose with that intense alcohol fumes that you often get on things, particularly uh, craft whiskeys that are in the higher proof range. Hmm. Hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm. So there's that again, that big mineralic, slightly chalky sweetness that like if you took Welch's grape juice, dehydrated it, crushed it up, and blew it into the air, and you inhaled some of it, your mouth would taste a little bit like that. Throw in a little bit of that sort of vegetal grape skin stems note, and that core of again peach pit. There's a rich breadiness to this whiskey that is really interesting. Um it's a a piece of rye bread, not like New York Italian rye that you sometimes see that's got all those spices on the top and like the salt and garlic and rosemary and whatnot, but like a real uh like salted to the earth working man's just straight rye bread. And it's just dense, it's heavy, it's oily, it coats the mouth. It's got all those classic rye notes, and then that added layer of the complexity of that Norton brandy, that super delicate sweetness, that vegetal grape skin note, um, and light mineralic note that's really interesting. Mm. And it all just washes over the palate so beautifully. And that oiliness really clings very well. And it gives you this really interesting finish, because the finish is weirdly um the finish is 100% starts out as um a fruit tart, like a mixed fruit tart with vanilla icing across the top, and then it evolves, it turns slightly bitter herbal as the rye notes kind of take hold, and it's this evolving, lingering, sweet fruit tart with extra spices and a little bit of oak bitter, and it hangs on forever, and that's one of the best parts of it. Just truly fantastic. But that's not the only thing I have in a glass. And that's a nice, beautiful color. It's more of an amber color, I'd say. Less copper, ruby, more like crystallized amber. Sorry, allergies. And this is where those top notes come from. Those bright, shiny notes that offset the dark, rich rye notes come from. This is Catoctin Creek, 1757, bottled in bond, Norton Brandy. Mm. And this is my favorite brandy. Um, I It's hard for me to explain that in good detail. Um, I'm not a brandy drinker. I find cognac to be real sweet, kind of annoyingly cloying. And I find a lot of American brandies to be sort of sharp and either like an aggressive, not cloying, but an aggressive, angry sweetness, or a weirdly astringent bitter. This is a nice, rich, full brandy flavor. It's got some of that like sugar sweetness from brandy, but it's been tempered with that beautiful use of oak. It's got a nice, interesting mineralic note that, you don't really see all that often. Maybe you do. I don't. But I haven't really explored that many brandies. I've tried uh, Clear Creek's grape brandy, and that is amazing stuff, by the way. But this is excellent stuff. Fun fact: when I was making brandied peaches this past fall, I went looking for Catoctin Creek brandy, not this brandy, but their standard brandy, because I've had that and enjoyed it and thought that that'd be a good fit for making brandied peaches. I had to settle for Courvoisier because the only other options at my local ABC stores were either cheap rot gut or really pricey. I'll stop getting distracted now, I promise. There's that nice chalky mineralic sweetness, a really deep, vibrant vanilla that um it doesn't really carry on the nose and palate of the rye that's finished in this barrel. And there's weirdly an almost like mulling spice note. Not really though, like cloves, like cloves. Really, really fascinating. It's nice and light on the palate, lightly sweet, just a hint of barrel tannins, just a hint of those compounds that the barrels provide, that like cinnamon, vanilla, a little bit of like a bitter tannin. And there is that nice, rich vegetal bitterness that's like the grape skins and grape stems that are like provide a slight counterpoint to the sweetness of the grapes themselves. It's nice, robust, round, relatively mild while still giving a robust, present mouth or palate. You can tell that my brain's off already. This is really enjoyable. If I had a brandy schnifter that wasn't an itty bitty one, because the only I had a bigger one, but it unfortunately got dropped. But I've got a teeny tiny little Czech crystal one that I found. It holds like maybe a half ounce. Mm, it's just such a nice, polite dram. It reminds me of fall, like not like quite all the way to mid fall, but like as the tail end of early fall is starting to falter, and it's like long sleeve shirt weather outside, and there's a chilly breeze. That's what it makes me think of, the leaf duff and whatnot. Let's come back to this. So there's an interesting effect when you take something like this brandy that I've just essentially coated my palate and like flooded my sinuses with the scent of, and then you come back to this. and it completely changes. This is a deeper, richer, more caramelized. It's got like stewed apples, or not really apples, but stewed fruit notes that are just this rich caramelized sugar note, and that rye really pops even more. Mm, mm. I hate it when that happens. Uh, Fly landed in my glass. Damn bastard probably drank some. All right, the palate. Still this rich, robust, complex dram, regardless of what that damned fly drank. Just, it's so good. This is, like, it's hard to say that this is my favorite of the Cornerstone Club bottles so far, because all the ones that I have are absolutely fantastic. Um, this is fantastic in a, like, really complex, slightly sweet way. This has brilliant citrus notes that uh, really make the stone fruit notes in the base distillate pop. The Draco malt is probably my favorite whiskey distilled from a beer, and the apple brandy finished is just beautiful. Honestly, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Best goddamn rye whiskey on the market. Produced here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I love these guys. I need to get out to Purcellville and visit them again. I've only ever made 3 trips. I haven't been there with the time and the money to do the hand fill. I have I the only time that I've gone and done the tour was probably just about 10 years ago. Mm. Mm. Always ask and answer 3 questions. You know what they are. Do I enjoy this whiskey? Abso-fucking-lutely yes. This, just absolutely beautiful whiskey. I love this stuff. Uh, I'm not sponsored by Catoctin Creek, but if they were to hire me, I'd show their products even more. Genuinely, I love everything that Becky and Scott have done and their whole team. They've got a fantastic team. They're doing fantastic stuff. They're making, like I said, the best damn rye whiskey on the market today. And some really good, like, interesting different things. Um, like the brandy that they make is top-notch stuff. The whiskey distilled from beer, which is in collaboration with breweries all over the Commonwealth of Virginia, are all really interesting. I don't have all of them, but I have a handful of them. Um, their single malt. Hold on, Finch and Hawk was a fantastic example of the style. On the other side, I have barrel selects from them and cask strength offerings, all which are fantastic. Their gin is really good. I have a friend who, for a long time, was to gin what I am to whiskey, which is massive fucking nerd. Um, and he always kept on his shelf, um, and probably routinely considers buying more, routinely kept on his shelf. And personally, one of the only gins that I would drink, Catoctin Creek's Watershed Gin. Not a huge fan of gin. I gotta try the new Shenandoah gin because that looks really good and really interesting. I'm going to stop rambling now. I promise. Second question: do I think it's a good value? Yes. The Cornerstone Club comes in two cost categories. Um, one of them is like just quarterly subscription, which is what I have because I'm a cheapskate. And the higher tier is the actual Cornerstone Club, which gets you invitations to events, early access to releases. I think I may be thinking of another club that I was talking about maybe joining. Um, exclusive events, you have access to things like they did a thing recently where they opened up their vault of old releases and sold some bottles from their older releases, and god damn it, I wish I was a member so I could go and buy some bottles that I'm missing because I love their whiskey. I want more of their whiskey. Anyway, third and final question. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. Everybody should try Catoctin Creek rye whiskey. Um, I frequently run into people who are in the single malt sphere because I co-host a show about American single malt whiskey, and they always ask for like rye recommendations for single malt lovers. Catoctin Creek. I know everybody says Old Potrero, but Catoctin Creek, fantastic, big, robust flavors. I will stop now. I will stop now. And instead of shouting about the best rye whiskey on the market today, let's see what I'm going to be reviewing on Wednesday. As you may remember, on Saturday, I'm going to be, and I don't know where I put it. I'm going to be looking at Corbin Cash 7-year-old rye whiskey from Lost Lantern. I'm going to click Hide Choice. Maybe it'll work. My internet's being not great, so give it a moment to figure itself out. And while I wait for it to get its shit together, Saturday is going to be another Lost Lantern Saturday. Corbin Cash, it's California Rye. Looking forward to that. Next Wednesday will be whatever I roll up on the wheel. Same with Friday. On the 1st of April, I will be appearing again on Freedom Malt's Blind Sample Showdown. I'm going to be taking on Whiskey Deek, who knocked out my co-host of the Single Malt Frontier, Doug, and he's going to knock me out. I'm still aiming for 0 points. I think I can do it. I really do. I think I have a shot at it. This isn't working. So you'll see whatever I'm doing on Wednesday. I apologize. I can't win everything. Certainly am winning at having fantastic whiskey, though. Until next time, it is, as always, a pleasure to talk about my favorite distillery. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay happy, stay geeks, sláinte.